Let's take it from the top here. All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Saturday afternoon. And just like that, Knicks basketball is back. Summer League, Knicks in action in Vegas, taking on the Charlotte Hornets. And we got to see some debuts from some of the Knicks draft picks. Saw another re-debut, if you will, from an old Knicks draft pick. And we'll get to talk about it, man. Dadiet, Kolek, Hukporti, Rokas. Knicks fall 94-90. First rule of Summer League is it is only Summer League. But with that being said, man, let's overreact to it. CP the franchise, Alex Rataros in the building. Salute to all of our diehard degenerates in the chat. If you are here with us right now, you are truly a diehard and degenerate Knicks fan, man. So let's get into it. Call us up, 657-383-1509, or you can hit us up on the KFTV Discord, man. Let's get into it, man. Overreactions time. 94-90, man. Knicks came out the gates a little slowly, but they got it together in the second quarter. And before you knew it, they were right in this game, had a chance to tie it and send it into overtime, or we would have had some Elam ending action, a little bonus action out there in Vegas. But they couldn't get the final play down to Jacob Toppin. Good play call out of bounds, but they couldn't get it to Jacob Toppin. They did get it to him, but he did miss the layup to tie the game. So overall, 94-90. Where do you want to start, man? What was your biggest takeaway? Who are you impressed with the most? Let's start there.
I think it's easy to start off with Tyler Kolek, CP. Yeah, I think that's the guy to be impressed by because, look, we're going into the season. We're looking at the backup point guard position. We know we need another guy who can initiate the offense and set guys up. We saw Brunson was the only guy. The other good playmaker on the team, Julius, he wasn't there in the postseason. We know all about it. But Tyler Kolek, 7 assists today, 7 boards, 7 points, in 29 minutes. Look, they didn't go with Rokas at the end. They went with Tyler Kolek because they said, look, we need somebody to get Dwayne Washington open. You know what I mean? Yeah. So for Kolek, man, it's so impressive just how he was able to command the offense, set guys up, get into the teeth of the defense, made it look effortless. I like his game, man. I could see him, working his way into the rotation right now. You want to talk about overreaction? That's overreaction.
Let's overreact.
Working into the rotation.
Let's go.
I can just see it right now. Him, Deuce McBride, Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo. You're asking Kolek, all right, man, get into the lane, kick it out to Dante for 3. Oh, you find McBride. Oh, another knockdown 3. That's how I see it happening, CP. Tyler Kolek.
Let's go. A 777 in his Summer League debut from Vegas.
Yo, if you win, that's slots, man. You're winning the slots with that number.
A 777. No, good job by him. Immediately, and he did get to start. That was my first question. Who was going to start between him and Rokas? Who's going to be running the point? They gave him the priority because you're right. He is a guy who could get maybe a couple minutes a night here and there. Maybe they start him off as situational, get him some offense, get some offense going. But right off the bat, you just saw natural point guard instincts. Floor general, running the pick and roll very well, pushing the ball ahead, playing fast, controlling the tempo, controlling the pace, and just playing his game. He looked really good out there, man. I loved what I saw out there. Kept them under control, and when they got back in the game, especially in the second quarter, it was Kolek really leading the break, man. I thought he was great, and Tim Legler spoke highly of him. The whole Knicks brass was there. You had Tibbs, OG, Mikal Bridges. So an impressive showing there by Tyler Kolek in game 1.
And look, it's fascinating how he fell in the draft because remember, CP, on draft night, we're all like, oh, this guy's probably going to be the guy taken in the first round. Yeah. Obviously, they go with Dadiet. Kolek goes in the second round. He's 23 years old. So you're saying, hey, did he drop because of his age? Which is a common thing that happens in the NBA draft. But you see with him getting that experience, hanging out Marquette for such a long time, now you just see him able to transfer all that knowledge, that experience into the NBA. We see a lot of these guys who spend more time in college just are a little bit more polished, right? They're not as just, erratic as you see some of these rookies. But the other thing I got to say when you watch Kolek play, how about the awareness with less than a minute less in the game, right? Because he sees that the defense, they're all facing up. They're not going to allow a 3-point shot. He says, you know what? I'm just going to go down the lane, try to get a layup, If I get contact, I get to the free throw line, which is exactly what he did. Brings it within 2. You talked about it. Toppin wasn't able to, finish or connect on the layup, but still, you just see the savviness, the smart play of Kolek, and I'm excited about that.
Me too.
For this Knicks team this upcoming season.
No turnovers and just head on a swivel. Every time he's operating, he keeps his dribble and he's looking to find somebody. Found some cutters, made some nice driving kicks. Great job overall by Tyler Kolek in his Knicks Summer League debut. Second star out, we got to talk about our guy Pacome Dadiet. Pacome Dadiet in his debut, I thought he looked good. I thought he looked good, man. 5 points, 2 of 8 from the field, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Chucked up a couple of air balls early, but that's okay because I thought overall my first impression was defensively how active he was. I mean, he drew the Brandon Miller assignment. They threw him in the belly of the beast right away, and Brandon Miller looks like he's regular season ready. He was just killing, but it was more.
For sure.
But a lot of the times it was just better offense by Miller. But overall, Dadiet seemed like he was navigating screens really well. You could see the size potential, even at this young age, with the wingspan. He's big, bro. I mean, he's got potential, man. And this is just as a rookie, just getting started. He showed a lot of potential defensively. Offensively, I thought he was moving well. Had some good drives to the basket where he found Skipatsev for a little lob layup. Yep. Made some other nice reads driving off the baseline. He finds Skipatsev again, who drops it down with the teardrop. So overall, I thought offensively he had a pretty good feel for it, and defensively it was a good matchup with Miller.
For sure. I mean, outside, as you noted, everything but his jumper, like the way that he played the rest of the game, like he had a solid 4-game CP defensively. You know, Brandon Miller, I know last season he wasn't known as a guy that got to the rim, but still the fact that in a league where it's a lot of threes and layups, and you know that's what Brandon Miller is trying to work on, trying to get to the rim a little bit more. If you look at the shot chart, it's just 1, maybe 2 shots that came around the rim for Brandon Miller, and that's because Dadiet was just holding him and staying in front of him. That's how good he was, just mirroring him defensively. So Dadiet, very impressive on the defensive end. You can see that wingspan really disrupting the passing lanes and stuff of that nature. As you said, Brandon Miller had to just kind of adjust and not get the first look or second look. It was really coming down to the third look for him because that's how good Dadiet was. But look, I think the most impressive thing was definitely the playmaking by far, because on the wing, you know, that position, you get a lot of opportunities to score. Obviously, you want to see a little better rebounding from him as well in this game and moving forward. But from a scoring, like from a passing aspect, I thought he was very impressive. I wasn't expecting that. And because, look, draft night, I know I was just, mocking the pick, being like, who is this guy? Why are we going in this direction? Then you see that the Knicks want to bring him in for the training camp. They bring him in. They want him with the team. They give him the contract. And then you just watch him play at somewhat of an NBA level. And I thought his way that he read the game at that pace was very impressive for a guy coming from playing from international basketball. So I'm intrigued by him. This is not me saying that I think he's going to be the answer at anything.
Yeah.
But I can understand why the Knicks are investing in him in this project, because you could see that tantalizing projection there. If he can get the scoring down and then with the playmaking, that's one hell of a player on the wing.
Yeah, and, people in the chat disagree and he didn't look good. What I mean by look good is he showed some good things. And like you said, you could see the potential there, especially with his frame. You can see that, man. He has a lot of potential. And he was moving well. He defended fairly well. So, yeah, obviously it's going to be a longer-term project. He'll probably spend most of his time in Westchester. We'll see what happens there. Obviously, with OG and McCall there, it's going to be a crowded field. But clearly, the Knicks see a lot more in him, where they spent that $800+ thousand to bring him here with the main roster. So they have a plan in place, and let's see what happens. But so far, I liked what I saw from him. How about Ariel Huckporty, man? What did you think about him? The center. He started at center today.
I thought it was okay, man. I know we're going to be looking at the center position just because Precious hasn't even been signed yet, man.
Right.
We were talking about you, Chuck, and myself. I'm like, isn't it just weird how it's some time and he hasn't been brought back on the team? But I thought he was okay, man.
Yeah.
They went Pitstev more so just because he was feeling it. He did much more scoring. I thought he was a better presence, especially helping like baseline when it came to protection. But it's you're trying to invest and see what you got in somebody with Hukporti. So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He didn't jump off the screen to me as
Yeah.
like Kolek or even have enough intriguing moments as Dadiet.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job in his pick and roll game getting open. He had a couple of bunnies at the rim that he missed, but he had a couple that he started to drop as the game progressed. Went 3 for 6 from the field, 6 rebounds, 2 dimes, 6 points. I thought he was moving fairly well offensively. Defensively, in his pick and roll coverages, he plays very high up, which is interesting. I don't know if that's his style or that's just how he was kind of playing in that game. But he plays kind of upright a little bit. So look, he's another developmental project. Tibbs and those guys are going to work with him, but had some potential, man. Has some potential as well. We'll see. But like you said, I think it's going to be very easy to be maybe overcritical, especially with him, because we're still looking for someone who we could say, without question, is going to be either the backup or the third string center behind Mitch. So let's just see, how he looks as Summer League progresses and what the team thinks about him. Obviously, Dwayne Washington lit it up. He's a vet at this point. 26 points, 8 of 18 from the field, 4 of 8 from downtown. Not sure if he's even eligible for another two-way with the team or what they want to do with him, but so that's why we didn't lead with Dwayne Washington. Obviously, we could have in our overreaction show here, but
I mean, I would hope this man's been in enough summer leagues where you already know what's going on. I mean, if you want to overreact to somebody, CP, I mean, there is you weren't too fond of his brother, but maybe the younger brother, Jacob Toppin with 19 points. 8 of 16 from the field. Yeah, he was all right. 2 of 3 from downtown.
He was all right. Jacob was good.
He was the second leading scorer, CP.
He played a good game, He played a good game, so we'll see. Rokas didn't look too good out there, man. Rokas didn't look too good. Still looks slow. Had a couple of bad turnovers early. I know it was early. He was trying to, get his feet wet and establish some chemistry, but had 3 turnovers within like the first 3 minutes of his stint. Didn't look too good.
Yeah, I think they're trying to, I understand. I want to see more Kolek and Jokubaitis out there just because I think Jokubaitis needs more of a point guard. I don't think Jokubaitis is a point guard. I think he's more of a combo guard because the way that he plays, Kolek can control his dribble where he can get further enough close to the rim and still find guys on the perimeter. Yeah. Every time I watch Jokubaitis, he would pick up his dribble around the free throw line and then just start to dish it out. You could tell he was hesitant because he's looking for his shot and then trying to be that guy as well, trying to set everybody up. I don't think that's his natural game. I would like to see more of it. I know it wasn't great when you had Kolek out there and Rokas out there together for the short spurt, but I would go a little bit that way. He did pick up a little bit in the third quarter. There was a brief moment where it's oh, okay, now you're starting to score a little bit, and then went quiet again, but he only got 14 minutes, man. That's why they went with Kolek again. Yeah.
So, underwhelming, as people said in the chat. I wasn't really impressed with.
Well, he doesn't even want to play in the NBA, right? He's going to go back home. Isn't that the thought?
Well, I according to the first reports were that he wants to come to the NBA, but I think it's a thing where he's kind of dipping his toe in the water to see what type of role a team would carve out for him. Because if it's not anything significant, then he can always just go to Europe and be a starting point guard somewhere. Mm-hmm. And be able to showcase himself some more. That's why it's interesting with some of these draft and stash picks, especially the point guards. A lot of those guys don't come over until way later in their careers. Like Prigioni or Teodosic that went to the Clippers. A lot of those guys don't come over until they're almost damn near 30 sometimes.
Yeah. And sometimes I wonder if that hurts even more so if they just should join the team. I also get that there was enough space and, where Rokas was drafted, it was also with McBride, Grimes. So it's, there's already tight competition. You got Quickly, who was already there, RJ. So there wasn't really a set position for him, so he'd probably be just riding the bench and probably going down to the G League more so to work on his game. So it makes sense to go play professionally for Barcelona. But now that you have Rubio, who's the point guard over there, he lost time since Rubio's back. Now it's like, what's going to happen to him, and where he's looking for a new home. So, but once again, as you guys said, underwhelming performance.
Yeah.
Hopefully he picks it up, man, because there was a lot of hope when he was drafted, man. There was and there's always during the regular season, man, it's like, what's Rokas doing? And you see, oh, he's lighting it up. Can he do it here? Yeah. And I was like, this is Summer League. You should be lighting it up in Summer League.
Yeah.
If you are playing professional, like for Barcelona, I'm expecting you to step on this floor. Guys who were drafted, trying to figure their way into the league, you should be dominating. Like, just play your game. That's what I'm looking for.
True indeed, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Salute to all of our diehard delusionals, man, in the chat. It is Saturday night. It is 10 to 8 right here on the East Coast. So we got people in here that want to tap in to hear what Rokas Jokubaitis and this Knicks team was doing out there in Summer League, man. Like, share, subscribe. Call us up with your overreactions, man. 657-383-1509. Or you can hit us up on the KFTV Discord if you want to overreact to everything. Tyler Kolek with the 777 game. Then you had Pacome Dadiet checking Brandon Miller. And Knicks made a game out of it. They were getting worked early. They were definitely getting worked early. I was a little I was stunned.
Don't tell me you were Aggie during Summer League.
I was a little Aggie, man. I'm like, it's Saturday night. We got to do post game. Like, give me something to talk about. And then Kyler just got into a Stockton bag, and then he was just going. You know what I mean?
Oh my God!
So that was good to see, man.
Man, I really can't express how impressed I was with Kolek today. Just like first time on the floor, like wow,
it's good stuff.
That's just so impressive, man.
Good stuff.
I mean, talk about a slow start. I was like, wow, this is like the Knicks of old. We have a good because on the broadcast we talk about the varsity. We call everything the varsity team, where they're talking about the big league, right? With for Brunson or any other team, right, in the NBA, and then. I was like, is this the Knicks of old? Because we are shooting 28% from the field and 16 from three. What am I watching?
Yeah. And Miller looked good. That was the only game he was playing.
Yo, and Nick Smith Jr. looked good. Nick
Smith Jr. was cooking. Yeah, he was he had a message for Dwayne Washington Jr., boy. He was abusing. Mixed him up a little bit.
Dude.
Splash of threes. Oof. That's why Dwayne. Dwayne had to clap back. I don't think Dwayne Washington Jr. passed it one time. He said, "Nah, I got to get back at this young boy." Dwayne Washington Jr.
It was like a pickup moment, man, where like some dude gets crossover real bad. It's like, all right, I'm not passing the rock for the rest of the show, and your team still loses, which happened tonight. And you're like, dude, can we stop with your pride? You got cooked. You got dusted. You're done.
Dwayne went to hero mode and said, yeah, y'all can wait till game 3 when I'm out of the rotation completely. So, King Deej on the... Oh, wait. Let me get Deej in here. King Deej on the check-in. Let's go. King Deej.
Okay. Oh, and here there's a technical... You hear me?
Yep, got you now. Yep.
First off, salute to the chat, man. Salute to CP and Alex. Yo, CP, you a real Knicks fan, man, because we want it all, man. I want all the glory.
I want all of it, man.
League.
I'm trying to win.
I want the finals.
Everything.
I want it all. Yeah. Everything, man. Yep. So first and foremost, shout out to you, Alex. You was on point, spot on with what you were talking about. Salute to the chat gang. Hit these thumbs up buttons for your boys. Listen, man, Tyler the Creator. When he got drafted, I gave him that nickname while CP was talking on the draft with it. And you could see it, man. It's little categories, right, everybody? So it's like it's not the reason of like, oh, he just got the 777, but it's where and how. The half court pass in a zone. Yeah. That was filthy.
Yeah, that alley that he sent to Dadiet in the zone, that was nice. From half court.
We need and with CP, we need that because our weaknesses is right when the zone breaks down on opposing teams, all of a sudden our offense kind of gets a little stuck in the mud. So you can see he's got that grace, the pick and roll from the left corner, the way he just gives it off. So it's good to see, man. I think as this summer league goes on, I know people wanted him to shoot more, but again, he's more of a play your role point guard. I know, everyone brings up shades of TJ. You could even throw in maybe Andre Miller up in there. the regular point guards from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Pac-Man, and I'm going to land my plane with this, as far as Pac-Man, I thought he was solid. I wasn't expecting him to be a defensive menace. I know he had the jitters offensively. Everyone just calm down. It's game one of the Summer League. He's 18, 19. He'll figure that out. His shorts were shot. But other than that, those two stick out. Obviously, shout out to Dwayne Kobe Washington, who took things personally. CP, you nailed it. He didn't have – I don't think he had more than 2 assists, man. But, hey, I just want to say this, CP, and then I'm done. It's a beautiful time as a Knicks fan for us to have these rookies come in here, and we don't have to rely on them to be the quote-unquote saviors. Yep. So everyone enjoy this Summer League. CP, Alex, keep doing your thing, man. Peace and love.
Well said, man. Well said. King Deej on the check-in. Salute, man.
We don't have to worry. We're not looking for these guys to be answers, man.
Yeah. You're looking for pleasant surprises, You're looking for pleasant surprises, and now you kind of have them go through a program where they can kind of come up slowly, practice with some of the top talent on the team, go through the G League, and like McBride, get called up situationally and do your thing. The infrastructure is sound right now, so it's a good time. I'm just circling through some content from Summer League from some of our people there on the ground right now. Hey, this is footage from our guy CK2K. You got the wing tandem. I don't know what nickname we're going to give him, man. We got to figure that out. We'll figure that out as a commissioner of the nickname convention. Give me some time to figure this one out between Bridges and OG. But here they are chopping it up with Tibbs and Worldwide West. They were in the building. The Knicks stellar wing tandem. Shout out to the Strickland. Got them captured up front in the front row. Our guy CK2K is on the ground. We had a couple of Knicks fans. Our guys from Knicks Film School are in there. Macri and Claudio. Oh, good job, ICK. This is a good shot, man. You got... Oh, look at this one. You got OG, Leon, Obi Toppin, shaking hands with James Dolan, who's sitting next to Mikal Bridges, who's sitting next to Tom Thibodeau. Ooh. So there you go. Obi's back. It is still a family show. Still a family show, man.
You think he gave Tibbs a handshake?
I think so, man. I think so. I think people made too much of an issue over that locker room thing, man. I think he did.
Like in return for how things ended, we will take your brother. It's okay.
Yeah. No, I think he did. So, all right. So that was some of the content from there. So to everybody who's on the ground there.
See, look at I just saw it. You passed the Dwayne Washington.
Yeah, I didn't want to put that brother on the Summer Jam screen like that. He still showed out.
If you didn't even watch the game, you saw that, it's like, oh, it had to be bad. You knew it had to be bad.
Listen, man, it just shows that you're trying. Guys are going to get crossed up. Guys are going to get dunked on.
It happens to everybody.
Happens to everybody.
All right, look, even CP3 still has that classic, ankle breaker by Steph, man.
True.
Can't forget that one. Baseline.
True story. Can't forget that one. All right, so yeah, that's basically it, guys. This is Summer League. We got our overreactions in, and there you go. Good times. I still got to pack and get my ass down there, out there. They said it's like 115, something crazy.
Yikes!
So
you ready? You ready for Vegas? You ready for Summer League, CP? As he chuckles and he doesn't want to answer the question.
Man, I already had an action-packed day, man. So I'm trying to muster up some strength here to get to the finish line.
Need a dad nap? Is that it?
I do, but I really don't have time. I don't have time, man. I got to get to it, man. We had Steph on the show earlier. Shout out to Starberry Marbury checking in from all the way from China. Yeah. Went to the mall, get some last-minute things.
You broke news on, or you broke down, I should say. You broke down the Brunson extension yesterday.
Brunson extension. Great show. So for all you guys at home, make sure you guys are going back into the archives because we are cooking, man. We got a ton of content out there over the last couple of days. And yeah, you guys just got to catch up. Go back into the archives. Leave me a comment from the replay gang and let us know that you guys are in there. What'd you think of the Brunson contract and things of that nature?
Look, man, that's fantastic. I mean, I don't know how much more of a leader you could ask for out of the guy. I mean, he's taking a discount. You know, we always joked on the show that saying that he's going to get paid. Like with the way the CBA is structured, he was going to get paid. And the fact that he took less than to make sure, and even the team's talking about reports. Ian Begley, right, said he did it because he wants this team to stay together and for the Knicks to have the ability to continue to build this team, right, moving forward. That just says a lot about him as a leader, man, and the vision that he has for this team. And there has to be, you know, there's another thing where outside of him being a leader and wanting to have success in New York and see the Knicks have success, there's also that you could tell the relationship with Leon and everybody else in that office, because you're not leaving money on the table without some sort of guarantee either, right? Like something's going to happen because, look, in today's day and age, we've seen players who, you know, anything can happen. You never know. Nothing is ever promised for tomorrow. But the fact that he was also able to take it tells me that there's obviously a high level of comfort. I mean, we know this already because Leon Rose, his first player represented was Brunson's father. So you know there's a deep connection there. Brunson, Tibbs, they go far back. Everybody has a connection with one another. So that was the other thing to me that spoke loudly about Brunson taking less for the next upcoming 4 years after his initial contract's over, is that there's such a strong connection and bond with this team from not only from the players, but between the front office and everybody else. This team is in such a great place, man. It's like you gotta just be excited about how things are moving right now for the Knicks, man.
It's a family. They are in lockstep, and I do know there is no other team in the NBA with this type of cohesion right now. Not one.
No.
This is a connection, a relationship unlike any other in the NBA. Where in most teams, yes, we're going to play for you. Yes, we're going to rep the jersey. And I'm sure you have good relationships in many situations between front office and star player and players. Nothing like this. Where you have not only Brunson talking about taking less, now the rumors are Mikal Bridges might be taking less. Like, these guys want to do something special here, bro. They want to do something special here. And, yeah. I mean, this team is in the best shape that it's been in a long time. And just like they was said on the telecast, you know, this team is on the rise.
Yeah.
This is not what Draymond talking. It's nonsense. This is a 2 to 3 window. They got to start rebuilding. No. This team is still getting better. Like, this team is still getting better. And everybody in their prime.
I was exactly about to say it. They're just entering their prime. This is insane to have a team with this much cohesion. Like, I was talking to a Knicks fan yesterday who watched the 70s team, who watched the Knicks win their first 2 championships. And he said he hasn't felt this type of aura around a team where it was just so much cohesion, so much like team, like everything was about the team. Every investment is about the team since that team. Right. And that's what New York basketball has been built on. When you watch the Knicks, it's about team basketball. It's about being gritty. It's about playing defense, playing basketball at the highest level possible. And for an OG who watched those two, who watched Clyde, who watched Willis play, right? Bill Bradley and all those guys. And the fact that he says he hasn't felt anything like that until now, that's huge in my opinion, man, because think about how many years of basketball has that person watched?
Yeah.
To not have the same feeling again. And so the fact that this team is outside of Brunson, like, and when you watch your leader do that, how can you not want to be in lockstep, because you see the vision, you see that you want to make something special. And look, these players know you bring a championship to New York City, you are immortalized. You're in the NBA God stratosphere if you win a championship in New York. Okay. I mean, every time I listen to an NBA podcast or listen to people talk, man, they always talk about, hey, you know, it's going to be tough with star players taking this max money. You see Tatum, you see Brown, right? How can you continue to build around those two guys when they're legitimately capping your team out. Like, you have to go into the second apron. You have the owner, Wick, who's saying, I am set to retire in the next few years. Yeah. We won. I'm done. I don't want to have to be around here to think about that second apron issue and how do we manage that. So for the Knicks players to be willing to take less than at this point, huge, man. Yeah. Absolutely huge.
Yeah. And I'll end on this one. And I mentioned it last night, but I think we also have to give them credit for the way that they've been able to turn this team over, given the fact that their top-end draft picks, like none of their picks panned out to be the guy that you have to build around. So it's taking luck, a lot of luck, and then there's this savvy cap management, savvy scouting, because think about it, like, they had to turn RJ and Quick into OG. They were able to capitalize on Dallas's lack of appreciation for who he could be, to be lucky enough to get him. They had to capitalize on Golden State not prioritizing Dante because they were thinking second apron cap and everything like that. He becomes expendable. Look at the price that they paid for Josh Hart. Remember, Josh Hart, when he was on the Pelicans, he got traded for CJ McCollum to the Blazers.
Yep.
Right? Like, how much does Josh Hart cost if he's still on that Pelicans team? And now you're trying to deal with him to get him there. Instead, they're able to send a draft pick for the Blazers.
And Cam Reddish.
And Cam. But, like, you know, reclamation project.
I'm just
right?
joking.
Like, you're sending scraps to the Blazers who are in that mode where that's what their goals are. They want to rebuild. They want to restart. For the Pelicans, you would have had to pay more.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what we say, like, that luck that has to come into it. It's part of the deal, man. Very interesting, bro.
And even with Julius, man, and he's like, we still need to see him do it in the postseason. But the fact that he joins the Knicks, becomes a 3-time All-NBA player, so 3-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA player on New York, that's also luck, man. Like that, yeah. You have to fall into that. And the fact that this Knicks team has built a team without, as you said, drafting, like this
without
will change,
drafting, bro.
This will change how you have to think about constructing a team, because remember, tanking was the way that it was like, oh, you have to go get this guy through the draft. That's how you have to find it. Now teams are going to say, do we really need to prioritize a draft like that? Or are we prioritizing way too much in the draft? Because there's more guys who aren't what you expect them to be than there are guys who are, right? And we can look at the top of the food chain. I would say outside of Embiid, who was drafted highly and they were expecting something like that, you look at Jokic, Taco Bell commercial we're talking about. Giannis, mid of the first round that he was drafted, right? No one was expecting Giannis to be the type of player that he is. And then next thing you know, these guys are just emerging. Same thing with Brunson. Brunson's another guy who was drafted, in the second round? And now he's emerging this past season as a top 5 MVP candidate. So it's going to change the way that teams look at the draft and how you look at free agency.
It's impressive, man. It's impressive. Now, Eddie Suarez in the chat says, I see trash in the horizon. I don't know. Okay, well, all right. I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. We're not going to raise a banner just yet, but I'll say I think they're headed in the right direction. I'll just put it that way. You know, I'll just put it that way, man.
After many years of just chaos,
yeah,
I'm happy for success.
I'll take this over anything at this point, man. So, anyway, man, great show, Al. Great show. All the mods, King D's, shout out to King D's on the check-in. Salute to TM, salute to John Talento, all of our mods. Christopher Blake, I see you. My franchise channel members, go ahead and leave a custom emoji in the chat. Let us know that you're in here. Definitely appreciate everybody for tapping in. We'll keep this one rapid fire. This team will be back at it on Tuesday, or is it Monday? I think it's Tuesday's the next game. They play the 16th, 17th, and 19th after this. So they'll get a little bit of time to practice, come together a little bit, and then get right back to it, man. But great job by Kolek with the 777 debut. Dadiet looking okay. Rokas needs a little work, but hey, it's Summer League, man. First rule of Summer League is only Summer League, but we will react either way. I want to shout out to our guy, Tony Banks, Al. He left us a super chat yesterday during our show with Evan Roberts, and I forgot to read it, but he did say, Evan, with the WFA and filibuster, we don't need that. Yeah, man, we had to have the Knicks therapy session with Evan Roberts. And shout out to Pimp named Slickback. $25 super chat says, hey, CP, I'm one of the 12 Nets fans. Please stop letting this man, Evan Roberts, represent us. He's an anti-Knicks fan. He's not a Nets fan. We're excited for our rebuild, and we're ready to turn the page. All right, so they're ready to get him out of here. Brooklyn Brigade is ready to pack his bags.
You said a Pimp named Slickback?
Yeah.
Well, I love the Boondocks, so I'm glad that name was read today.
For sure. For sure, man. What else we have here? I think what was I doing? I was showing the people, oh yeah, as I was telling the people on the channel, man, for those of you, everybody has different viewing habits. So the way you consume content is a little bit differently, but always remember that, you can go back onto the main KnicksFanTV channel and catch up on a lot of content that you haven't seen. And remember, the way YouTube is categorizing our content is different than it was in the past. Our live shows are in a completely separate menu. So when you come to the channel, you click on live, you'll see a completely separate set of content that you may have missed and stuff that is still really relevant. The show that we did with Bleacher Report on the backup center. Quentin Richardson joined us this week as well. Me and Q Rich had a great show, man, talking about the Knicks offseason. Ariel Helwani joined us this past Tuesday to chop it up on the offseason. Evan Roberts yesterday. Stephon Marbury this morning. You had the Brunson breakdown, full salary cap breakdown by my guy Yossi Goslin. Tap into that. Post-game live Summer League. Tap into that. We got everything here for you, man. You have your shorts. Our shorts reels have been going crazy. All the shorts are going well. For those of you that have time for just sound bites, tap in with the shorts. What else? And then the videos. So what we've been doing is just putting out clips for you guys that are more, topic specific, or if you guys just want to dive into a specific topic, then just click on the videos link on the main page, and you'll see more of our clips that we'll put out there. So, for example, that Brunson show was 2 hours. We put out a 12-minute clip from that Brunson show just from my guy Yossi breaking down how things are going to look for the Knicks from a salary cap standpoint. So, giving you everything that you need to know about this Knicks team going forward, man. So, like I said, go ahead and go back in time. Salute to the replay gang. Salute to the team. And that's that, man. Time to pack my bags. Head to Vegas. Great show, everybody. Remember that this show is available in audio podcast format. No reason to miss it, man. If you did, go ahead and catch us on all major podcast platforms. Salute to the replay gang again.
Wait, CP, I got one more question for you.
Yep.
Where'd you get that white hat, man?
Oh, shop.KnicksFanTV.com, man. Shop.KnicksFanTV.com. You know what I'm saying? Brand new, in stock. The people have been wanting the all-white, so we're getting the all-white. They want the dad hats, too. We'll get to that as well. One thing at a time. We rolling out things slowly, but we making sure that quality is it. So we did make a change to the snap. So if you guys see, we added in the 3D pop-out. You know what I'm saying? We added in the 3D pop-out to the whites, the blues. So all of our snaps are getting a lift, if you will, pun intended, and that's part of it. So make sure you guys go to shop.KnicksFanTV.com to go get yours. And that's that, man. Al, I'll catch up with you, bro. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Stay cool. And we'll tune in next time, man. Peace.